Hello all, welcome to Yellowstone Tutorial Company. Today we will be talking about the rules of simplification of fraction on addition of like and unlike fraction. Let's get set on the rules, certain rules that are important for us to know before we can solve any problem in regards to fraction. There are certain tips we need to know while solving fraction related problem, and this tip can aid us to be able to solve fraction amicably without having problem during the process of solving. Please, let's have our pen with us and note down this related tip because it's going to help us along the way while solving fraction related problem. Rule 1. All denominators should be the same when adding or subtracting fraction. Otherwise, we will not be able to solve it. So whenever we are adding or subtracting fraction, we should make sure that the denominator are the same so that we'll be able to proceed or continue solving without any challenges. Rule 1. All addition of like fraction. While solving addition of like fraction, we need to consider two steps. The first step is for us to take the common denominator, and the second step is for us to add the numerators. 4/7 plus 2/7. They have a common denominator. We take the common denominator, which is 7, and we add up the numerator, which is 4 plus 2 equal to 6. Our result here is a proper fraction. So we are moving to example 2 on addition of like fraction. 7/12 plus 4/12. We add up the numerator and take the common denominator, which is 7 plus 4 gives us 11 over the common denominator 12. So we are moving to example 2 on addition of like fraction. 7/12 plus 4/12. We add up the addition of unlike fraction. For unlike fraction, the denominators are different. We find the least common denominator. Then we convert the fraction to have the same denominator. Addition of unlike fraction. For unlike fraction, the denominators are different. We find the least common denominator. Addition of unlike fraction. Example 1. We're given 2/5 plus 1/3 as the problem, which is an unlike fraction. So for we to solve this, the first step we take is for us to find the common denominator, and the common denominator of 5 and 3 is 15. We convert the fraction to have the same denominator. How do we do that? We divide the denominator of each fraction and multiply by each numerator respectively. 2/5 is equals to 6/15, and 1/3 is equals to 5/15. And then we add the two fractions. 6/5 plus 5/15. It has gotten the what? The same denominator. So we add up the numerator and take the common denominator. As you can see, the answer or the result is a proper fraction. There are two ways to convert the fraction to the same denominator. Method 1. The lowest common denominator divides by the denominator of the fraction. The result is used in multiplying the numerator. Then the result is now the numerator we work with, and the denominator is the lowest common denominator. Let's consider this problem. 2/5 plus 1/3. Our lowest common denominator is 15, which is 5 and 3, 15. How do we get it? The number that can divide the denominators without remainder is 15, which is our lowest common denominator. For the first fraction, which is 2/5, we'll divide the lowest common denominator by the denominator of this first fraction, which is 15 divided by 5 is 3. And the 3 multiply the numerator, as you can see on the flip, 3 times 2, 6. We have 6 over the lowest common denominator. We move to the next part, 1 over 3. The lowest common denominator is 15. 15 divided 3, we have 5 multiplied by 1, which is 5 times 1, 5. 5 over 15. So we now add the new fraction. We have 6 over 15 plus 5 over 15, which we have a common denominator. So we add up the numerators and take the common denominator, which is 6 plus 5 over 15 gives us 11 over 15 and is a proper fraction. There are two ways to convert the fraction to the same denominator. Method 2. Having talked about method 1 in the previous clip, we're going to talk about another method, how we can convert fraction to the same denominator. Please let's pay attention and get the second method of solving fraction involving the same denominator. Method 2. We find the lowest common denominator, LCD, lowest common denominator. Multiply the numerators to the first fraction by the denominator of a second fraction. Do the same for the other fraction. The result of each will be the numerator, while the lowest common denominator is the new denominator. Method 2. Our lowest common denominator is 15. We use the numerator of the first fraction to multiply the denominator of the second fraction, and also numerator of second fraction to multiply the denominator of the first fraction, and it is cross multiply. We have 3 multiplied by 2 equals 6 and 5 multiplied by 5 equals 5. So having multiplied it, we have 6 over the common denominator, which is the LCD, the lowest common denominator, and 5 over 15 respectively. So we now add the new fraction. It becomes 6 over 15 plus 5 over 15. We add up the numerators and take the common denominator. 6 plus 5 over 15 equals to 11 over 15. And this is a proper fraction. Addition upon like fraction. Just like the way we solved the first one, we are given this problem 7 over 8 plus 1 over 5. We take the least common denominator of the fraction and we have 40. We will divide the denominator by the lowest common denominator and multiply by the numerator respectively. And we have 35 over 40 and 8 over 40. And then the two fractions, we add them together. We have 35 over 40 plus 8 over 40. So we add the numerator and take the common denominator. We have 43 over 40 and gives us 1 whole number 3 over 40 and is a mixed fraction. Let's take some of these sample questions we have for you to be able to assess what we've learned so far today. Question number 1, 3 over 8 plus 2 over 8. Question number 2, 1 over 4 plus 2 over 3. Question number 3, 7 over 10 plus 3 over 5. Ensure you give your answer in the comments section. As we come to the end of the class today, I would like to use this video to remind us that at Yellowstone Tutorial Company, our #1 priority is making a difference every time. Thank you very much for being. As we come to the end of the class today, I would like to use this video to remind us that at Yellowstone Tutorial Company, our #1 priority is making a difference